Chapter 14 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex started off with an interrogation of Boruto that was done by Konohamaru and Ibiki. The main goal here was to get all the information that Boruto has on the Shinju and also find out why Boruto murdered the 7th Hokage and Hinata. Boruto was put in the same interrogation room that Amado was in when he first came to Konoha seeking the protection of the village from Jigen and Kara. The people watching the interrogation were those old advisors that used to be on the same council as Danzo Shimura. Amado and Shikamaru were also watching the interrogation. Konohamaru started by asking Boruto some questions about what the Shinju are and why the Shinju are targeting Himawari, Sarada, and the Inoshikacho trio. Boruto was more than willing to provide them with information because he kept on emphasizing that he is not their enemy, even though they had every intention of killing Boruto after extracting all the information that he has on the Shinju, and also on the whereabouts of Naruto and Hinata. Boruto also revealed to them that the Shinju are divine trees or god trees that have evolved and gained intelligence. Just taking that statement into account, Amado was able to deduce what the true purpose of the Shinju is just by listening to Boruto explain their inception. Amado figured out that the Shinju might be seeking information since that is the natural course of evolution for a beast that used to be driven by instinct to do something but suddenly gained intelligence. Their intellectual curiosity is going to make them look for new experiences that lead to new emotions and knowledge, thus giving them information, which is exactly what we are seeing with the Shinju. Their newfound intelligence is making them look for new experiences that are leading to new emotions and knowledge, which is making the Shinju move beyond just their instinctual purpose of trying to devour the Otsutsuki. Boruto confirms what Amado was thinking by revealing to them that the Shinju are copies of the victims that are in the Clawgrime trees. Hidari is the copy of Sasuke Uchiha, and that Matsuri is the copy of Moegi Sensei. The Shinju copies are also targeting the people that were close to the originals, which is why they are targeting Sarada, Konohamaru, and the Inoshikacho trio. Boruto also explains that Jora is an incarnation of the Biju itself, and he doesn't have an original that he was copied from, so he is the one that they need to be the most concerned about among the Shinju. He even speculates that defeating Jora might be the only way to stop the Shinju threat, since Jora is mainly the one that is busy leading the charge against them. Konohamaru was surprised by the information that Boruto was giving him, so he questioned him on how he knew this information. Boruto told him the information was given to him by someone who doesn't want their identity to be exposed, and he is not going to tell them who that person is. The last question that they asked him is why he did what he did to Naruto and Hinata. Boruto drops even more shocking news by telling them that Naruto and Hinata are still alive somewhere safe. The interesting part is that Boruto didn't tell them that Kawaki has them sealed in the Daikokuten. As for why Boruto chose not to expose Kawaki, he might have made that choice because of something Kashin Koji saw with his Prescience ability. So why Boruto chose not to expose Kawaki is something that is going to be revealed to us later on in the story. Ibiki of the Interrogation Corps wasn't happy with the fact that Boruto doesn't want to tell them the whereabouts of Naruto and Hinata. So he slammed Boruto's head on the table and even hit him with a punch to the face and then another punch to the stomach, thinking it's going to make Boruto reveal information. But Boruto was still unwilling to give up the information. So Homura, one of the elders that used to be on Danzo's unit and is also an advisor in Konoha, said to Boruto it doesn't matter whether or not he's willing to give up the information. It doesn't change the fact that he's not going to leave that interrogation room alive, and that it doesn't matter who threatens the village. The village is going to unleash all of its might on whomever decides to be a threat to Konoha. Listening to them say they are going to kill Boruto made Shikamaru conflicted, because he knew that killing Boruto was a bad idea. The only issue is that he couldn't recall why he thought getting rid of Boruto was a bad idea. This is why we see what Momoshiki was talking about when he said the ones who suffer the most from omnipotence are the people that know the truth and not Boruto. We also see what Boruto was talking about when he said it doesn't matter how many times that Shikamaru's told the truth about omnipotence. He is going to forget everything that has any connection to the Jutsu, including the name of omnipotence itself. Shikamaru was being mentally tormented when he thought about his previous conversations with Boruto. He knew that Boruto is actually Boruto Uzumaki and that he has to put his trust in him, but couldn't figure out the reason why he chose to put his trust in Boruto. This is what Sarada and Boruto were talking about when they said omnipotence is a jutsu that continues to manipulate the memories of the jutsu's victims. It doesn't matter how many times you tell them the truth about omnipotence, they are eventually going to forget everything that has a connection with the jutsu, forcing them to be in a position where they have to fight their own memories that were created by omnipotence when they want to remember the truth, which is going to be incredibly hard for them to do unless those people are someone like Shikamaru or Amado. The thing about omnipotence is that although it does manipulate people's memories and continues to make them forget about everything they know about the jutsu itself, it still doesn't inhibit or dull the intelligence of that person. If the victim of the jutsu is someone like Shikamaru or Amado, that have the intelligence to continue questioning the contradictions that are created by omnipotence, and figure out how to convince themselves that reality should be a certain way instead of being the way that omnipotence has altered it, then that person isn't going to have a problem navigating their way around omnipotence. Amado's way of convincing himself is by choosing to view the entire situation from the view of a scientist and choose to trust in the evidence instead of his own memories. Shikamaru, on the other hand, convinces himself of the truth by choosing to do the most logical thing based on the information he knows about the truth, without any regard for why he believes in that information and whether or not the information is reliable, simply because all the evidence in front of him is pointing to the logical conclusion being the right course of action. The two of them have just exposed the major weakness of omnipotence. As long as you can find a way to make sense of the contradictions that are created by omnipotence, and decide your next move based on what is the most logical thing to do when looking at the evidence that is in front of you, instead of just blindly trusting in your own memories, then it won't be easy for you to be manipulated by omnipotence. This is how Boruto was able to escape from the interrogation room. Even though Shikamaru couldn't remember the reason why he wanted to help Boruto, he still chose to act against the manipulation of omnipotence and decided to help Boruto because it was the most logical thing to do at the time. Shikamaru told Konohamaru and Ibiki that Boruto isn't the type that is going to talk because they are torturing him. He told them that instead of trying to use physical force to make him talk, they should use Mitsuki snake venom to make him give up his intel. But Shikamaru was actually planning on getting Mitsuki to pretend to attack Boruto and then deactivate those chakra sealing handcuffs, thus making it possible for Boruto to use ninjutsu to escape. One of the elder advisors stated that the feudal lords of the Land of Fire are not going to be happy with the fact that they let the person responsible for Naruto's death escape. And if anyone were to ever find out that Shikamaru was secretly helping Boruto, then this could lead to a potential civil war within Konoha, but that's a topic for another video. Even though Shikamaru was fully aware of the consequences that could come from helping a fugitive like Boruto, he still chose to make that decision, which in essence was a confirmation that even though omnipotence has the power to make you forget about anything that has to do with the jutsu itself, it still doesn't mean you don't have the power to choose what your next action is going to be, even though you have your memories manipulated. This is a good setup for how Shikamaru is going to continue working with Boruto in secret, and why Amado is never going to forget that his main focus is on Kawaki's karma and not Boruto's karma when he wants to resurrect his daughter Akibi. One thing that Shikamaru and Amado have confirmed is that for a jutsu that is as overpowered as it is, there is still a way to get around omnipotence, even though you haven't been cured of the effects of the jutsu. So let me know what y'all think about the whole situation with Shikamaru and Boruto, and how you guys think Konoha is going to find out the truth about Boruto and Kawaki. Subscribe to the channel for more Boruto content and check out this video that exposes a major weakness within Kashin Koji's prescience ability.